Hi Gani, and welcome to Voices of Nixa. I woke up from a nap recently, and I've been having a lot of dreams. Some I don't want to have, some I maybe I'm thinking, overthinking about, and some thoughts that are exhausting me from quite some time. But regardless of that, I've been putting a lot of books on my Pinterest board that I'm planning to read. I've downloaded a lot few on my Kindle, and I am planning to read them as soon as possible. I'm unable to give my books time because I have a lot on my plate already, but I'm gonna do it soon. And you can check out the board if you'd like. These are the books that I'm planning to read, and they're on my Pinterest. Other than that, I was being stuck by this idea where I was feeling stuck in a specific emotion and felt like, oh, this happened because it was a specific time with a person, a specific place, a specific, you know, that's the reason they got successful. That's why this happened to them. They're just lucky. This, and I figured out that I was saying all these things because I have been believing that it can be anyone but me. And we often you know suffer with this idea of it can always be them, not us, not me. And so I sat with that feeling, and I sat with that feeling as long as it completely engulfed me, as long as it completely made me feel so shitty that I wanted to skip everything I'm doing right now and fall into a rut on my bed and not wake up. Not wake up. But that did me a lot of good because the moment I reached that extreme where I felt like, yes, everyone is lucky, I'm just not. There was no point I could go down than that. I came up with a statement that disregarded all of these thoughts, disregarded this entire thought process. And that statement is I am an exception. I'm an exception. Simple. I'm an exception. Okay, things don't happen to people, but it will happen to me if I wanted to because I'm an exception. I want to go there, but I can't. But I will because I'm an exception. I want that. I'll get that because I am an exception. Why does this work? So our brain has an ego, which sometimes works in our favor, sometimes doesn't work in our favor, sometimes makes us do things that are not right, but sometimes we can use that ego for good stuff. So if we tell ourselves, I'm bad, but things don't work out for me, or it's just lucky, or it's just some people are lucky, and it's just lucky that some people are born in some families, or it's just lucky that some people are born with certain talents, I can say, regardless of my situation, regardless of my skill set, regardless of anything, any reason, any excuse I might have, anything that is an obstacle in my life right now, I am not going to let it stop me. Regardless of that, I'm going to win because I am an exception. I just say it, I declare it, I'm an exception. And becoming an exception is not just, it just doesn't come because you said it. You have to act like an exception on a day-to-day basis so as to so as to prove it to your brain, because there's this psychology when that says when if you believe in something, your brain will start to look for signs of it in your physical environment. So if you are thinking about something, if you're thinking about a white feather, your brain will be so attentive that the moment it sees a white feather in your physical surroundings, it will stop to acknowledge it because it's been going on in your head. So your brain specifically focuses on things that are going on in your head, specifically looks for validation in the physical world, in the world outside. So the moment you believe it, your brain will start to actually look for evidence in the real world. Then your job is to make sure that your brain is fed with the right examples, is put in the right situations, is is shown things, is shown circumstances, is shown how Niharika will act, how will she portray herself, how will she protect herself, how will she present herself in situations, which proves that she is an exception. It is very difficult to sometimes get to a point where you don't think you deserve to be. No one actually deserves to be uh, anywhere. We're all constantly learning, making mistakes, learning again, making mistakes, growing, experiencing life, experiencing beauty, experiencing things. And over the period of time, we realize that the concept of right and wrong is kind of very does kind of lie in gray. It's not, the world is not like black and white, so you can't really put a finger on what is right and wrong, until unless of course you're killing someone because of. But then again, you have arguments about whether it was beneficial for the person, because euthanasia, people do it if they think they are already suffering, they kill themselves because they're already suffering from a disease, and that is legal in some countries. So it's not really wrong, it's legal. So the definition of wrong and right and possible and not possible really just depends on the way we see things and the way our physical environment is and the way that we're brought up. It's not going to be affected by anyone else but ourselves. And in that moment, I felt so lucky because I just got out of the bed and I was like, okay, fine, finally I can take a nap and I can feel relieved and I can dream about the things that I want to. Um, because dreams also do say a lot about who you are as a person. And then it definitely also frames a lot of your mind map, a lot of the way you perceive things, a lot of the way you function, a lot of your energy. So I was very relieved when I got to know that there's this escape. You just have to say I am an exception and you will be an exception, because who else says that you're not? And even if they say, what brings credibility, what brings legitimacy to their statement? What makes you say that the statement they have said is right because they've said it? No. No person is God enough. You are just putting someone on a pedestal. You are the God. You are the God that you have to believe in. And literally everything will be smooth. Everything will just flow. I think that's enough for today. It was just a small video I wanted to make because I really like to share what's going on in my head, and it's an idea, and I wanted to put it forth for anyone who might be who might be up for it, who might want to listen to it, who might need to hear it. The moment you think you are failing, the moment you think it's luck for some people, the moment you think you're not meant for this, the moment you think you're not going to make it, tell yourself, I am the exception. That's it. That's it. Voila. And you win. That's how simple it is. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you soon. Take care.